What's up, everyone? Hello, how are you? Welcome into the worst football show on the internet. No questions asked. Terrible Football Show, Episode 4. My name is Alex Light with Sparky3. Hopefully you're having an incredible day. I really do hope that because you did stumble upon this show. So naturally, your day is just about to get a little bit worse. But who knows, you might get a laugh out of all of our terrible opinions and how we feel about everything going on in the wonderful game of football that we love so much. Well, I don't have Tyler in studio last week. That was a one-off. Only had him last week. But, this week, I got him on the phone. Maybe next week, can get him back in studio. We'll see. Tyler, how you feeling, bud? How are you feeling coming out of this weekend of some college games, some NFL games? You hit some pretty solid predictions last week with some of your scores. How you feeling right now? You feeling on top of the world?
Hey, I'm feeling pretty dandy, man.
Feeling pretty dandy.
Let's keep this thing rolling.
Keep it rolling. That's right. Yeah, let's. He did have some pretty solid picks. The Penn State one he got pretty close on. He got damn close on the Georgia Vandy one. You predicted what, about 56, and the score was 62-0? Ooh, yep. You were close on that. Even Zach pointed that out in our recent Anime Plus podcast, where Zach's just like, yeah, I don't know a thing about football, but I tune in every once in a while, to support the brand of Sparky3. And he was just like, man, Tyler's just like, boom, hitting him. 1, boom, 2, 3. And he looks at Zach looks at me, he's like, Alex, you're like on another fucking planet. I don't know what you're doing. I'm just like, damn, man, come on, bro. Hey,
man, I heard that one.
We will ring it in, all right, because we will ring it in because let's look at some predictions here. All right, let's see how we did last week. Me and Tyler both went 11-5 in our NFL games. I had a rough start for the start of it, man. I did. My noon, I went 5-4 for noon, but I came back 3-1 for afternoon. You went 2-2, and then you went 0-1 for both Sunday night and Monday night. While I went 1-0. So we brought it back that way. If it wasn't for that, you would have beat me by this week. You're still beating me by one game though. You're rocking 31-17 record for the NFL. I'm rocking a 30-18 record. But man, this was not a good week for college for me. I threw out a lot of Hail Marys. I won't lie. When I'm predicting these college games, they are a lot of Hail Mary picks just for the shits because I don't follow college as close as the NFL. So it's a lot of just like, hey, let's yeet this out there and let's see what we got. I went 1-3 this weekend. I did not do good in college. I have a 3-7 record. We got to bring that back. We're going to bring it back this week. I'm feeling it. This is going to be my week for college picks. Meanwhile, you went 3-1 with a 6-4 overall record. Hey, we're going to bring it back, all right? I'm going to catch back up. I have 7 college picks for this episode that I'm going to lock in. And Tyler, you got 7 picks as well. We're going to have a good week of college predicting. I'm feeling it. But, hey, if we don't have a good week, then we're just being the trademark terrible football show. I mean, it's a win-win situation. You know what I mean? There is no actual losing here, okay? Because if you lose, you win because you're staying true to what the show is, being a terrible show, all right? So either way, we're coming out on top with this. But before we jump into it, if you could, go follow us at Twitter at TerribleFB where you can see mine and Tyler's terrible fantasy locks every Sunday morning. Got to start tracking these, man. I had, once again, a couple hits, couple misses. Justin Fields, obviously, being my biggest miss. We're going to talk about that here pretty shortly. Tyler had some good hits in this as well. Make sure you go follow us on Twitter at TerribleFB. Stay up to date with all that good stuff going on that we've got throwing out there. And if you're into gaming, if you're an anime manga, I do have Lighthearted Gamers and Anime Plus. You can go check out those shows if you would so be kind. I would appreciate that. But if not, it is what it is. No big deal. Thank you for tuning in this one at the very least. Lastly, if you want to support us further, the Patreon's a great way to do so. But don't feel obligated. Just be a friend. Tell a friend you listen to the show. We can call it good. All right, let's jump into it. Hey, Tyler, where do we want to start today? You pick, man. You just tell me. You tell me where we want to start, and that's where we'll start.
Well, considering this is a terrible-ass show, get terrible-ass news, let's talk about a terrible-ass coach. And you know where I'm going with this.
All right, yep, we're jumping into the big one. All right, so we're leading the show off with the big one, the big topic.
Hey, let's just point it out right now.
All right.
Detroit's going to beat Chicago, and y'all finally going to get that monkey off y'all's back.
All right. So first and foremost, let me go ahead and address this. With this show, Tyler and I do always want to highlight our favorite teams. I mean, we're the host of the show. We want to highlight them, all right? I am a Bears fan, but we are just friendly reminder, we are a football-first show. It just so happens that the Bears is one of the biggest talking points for this week. I got a lot to talk about here. All right. there's so much to digest. Let's start with the good. All right, let's start there. All right, let's start with the good. Chicago is moving forward with making a purchase over there at Arlington Park to set up building a new stadium. That's a big deal. I have been to Chicago. I have been to Soldier Field. It is a beautiful stadium, historic stadium, but there is obviously improvements that needs to be made. I mean, while the stadium is aesthetically beautiful, I mean, it does look like a beautiful stadium, but any player that's played there, they basically say, yeah, Chicago's a dump. The field sucks. All right. We know that. We know the field is garbage. We've known that for a while. All right. You know, when it comes to Soldier Field, you know, we've played there for so long. It's a historic stadium right there in downtown Chicago. Great spot. But we don't own the stadium, obviously. So us wanting to go over to Arlington Park, we get to build from scratch. All right. This is a great move. This is a great business move for Chicago. Okay. Because they're going to get to build like casinos, hotels, whole 9 yards. It's going to be absolutely beautiful and fantastic. Chicago is seeing what LA has done. They are seeing what Vegas has done, and they want to dip up in that as well. All right, totally fair. The mayor is obviously kind of fighting about this a little bit. Chicago is locked into Soldier Field till 2023, so we'll see how this all plays out. It's obviously going to be a while before this new stadium is good to go anyway. Arlington is about 45 minutes to an hour away from the city of Chicago, which is not unheard of anyway, because, I mean, let's look at San Francisco. They don't play in San Francisco anymore. I don't remember where they play. And then Dallas, they obviously don't play in Dallas either. So, I mean, this is not, and, you know, the two New York teams, they don't play in New York, they play in New Jersey. And, you know, they play in a different state. So, you know, it being out of the city is not unheard of. You know, it's a good open space. They're going to get to do a lot of damage over there, building up some wonderful stuff. I'm pumped for this. I am pumped. There is only one thing that I will say is just like, okay, that kind of sucks for us, but I do understand, is obviously, let's be real, Tyler, they're going to build a dome. Okay. They're going to build a dome. That's obvious. We know that, all right? There's no way they would not build a dome. Now, the reason why it's like, okay, that kind of sucks is because the sort of cold weather that you get in Chicago, that's a home field advantage for us, just like it is for, like, let's say Green Bay. You know what I mean? Like, people coming through Chicago with that sort of weather, that is an advantage for us. When you get a hot weather, you know, natural environment team coming to Chicago, they're going to potentially have a tough time. In 2018, with how much we were rocking, you know, going into that playoff, I said to you, and you can back me up on this, I said that if the playoffs somehow ran through Chicago all the way up to the NFC Championship, I thought we were going to go to the Super Bowl for sure. Did I not say that?
You did.
It's because of the weather. It's because of the environment, the players being used to that sort of environment. Obviously, things didn't turn out that way. We had the unfortunate double doink. It is what it is. We don't talk about that. We're moving on. But that weather is such an advantage for the team. So us getting a dome, it's kind of a bummer in that capacity. But then you look at the flip side, they're going to build a dome because, hey, they can now host the Super Bowl. They can host like WrestleMania and all these other like WWE events. They can host different concerts there. I mean, it's a money move. All right. I'm not a fan of Ted Phillips, our president, at all. This guy doesn't know a damn thing about football. This guy probably doesn't know what a 1st and 10 is. All right. He's a businessman. That's his role. So him doing this, McCaskey's doing this. This is a business move. All right. Which it's going to benefit for us. We're going to get a beautiful stadium. Can't wait to play it on Madden. Hopefully I get to see it. Hopefully I get to see a game there eventually. Can't wait. It's going to be great. Now that we talked about the good, let's talk about the bad. And there's a lot. I've been a Bears fan for 15 plus years now. And Sunday's game against the Browns was one of the most pathetic excuses of a game that I've ever seen as a Bears fan. I'm disgusted in every way. This is the worst offensive calling that I have ever seen, and I went through the couple years of Mark Trestman. Don't get me wrong, I know Mark Trestman had a little bit of glory where I think at the highest, I think he was like number 8th in the league in offense. In his first year, you know, that was as highest he ended up getting. So that's pretty solid. Let's be real. But obviously after that, it all went downhill. This offensive guru from the CFL didn't do shit after that. But that was the worst excuse of offense that I have ever seen as a Bears fan in Chicago. Justin Fields, what are we fucking doing with him? 6 for 20, that doesn't look good at stat, but you look at where his incompletions are, you look at his completions, you're not rolling them outside the pocket like you're supposed to. You're not taking it down deep. This guy didn't even throw balls that was over 20 yards for the most part. I mean, what are we doing? What are we doing? I mean, and then the O-line, what the hell is happening with this O-line, man? Sacked 9 times. Because of that, we technically only had 1 net yard passing, which is the lowest since 1981, I believe was the stat, if I remember correctly. Like, what are we doing? Fire this man. Matt Nagy needs to be fired. You know, he had a presser today on Wednesday, okay? A presser that was not planned, by the way. Let me stress that. He was not supposed to talk to the media today, all right? He came out, he was talking about things, and he said there was a lot of good, healthy conversations that he's going to leave internally. But he's not saying who's going to be doing play calling on Sunday. He's not saying, which tells me there is changes to be made, which is good. Get the play calling out of this dumbass's hands. Okay, he's supposed to be this offensive guru, but what the hell has he done since he's been in Chicago? 21st, 23rd, and I think 28th, and currently the 32nd ranked offense in the NFL since he's been here. He rode the back of a Super Bowl championship level defense in 2018. I will fight and die on this hill. That was a Super Bowl level defense. It was. Our offense, all they had to do in 2018, and I said this during that 2018 campaign, Ty can back me up on this, all the offense had to do was just enough. That's all they had to do. I wasn't sitting there saying they had to win the games because I didn't think they could win the games. Dude, I mean, you're supposed to be this offensive guru, but you look at where his offensive ranks have been, it's garbage. It's garbage, man. And you're coming out here with Justin Fields and, not utilizing Justin's talents. Because the problem with Nagy, and I said this last season, I said this the season before, is Nagy is dead set determined to take a guy and fit him into Nagy's offense. Nagy's not taking his offense and molding it around the talents of his quarterback. Now, let me stress this. But let me stress this when I say it. I am not a Trubisky fan. Trubisky's a great guy. I wish him nothing but the best. I hope his career is absolutely phenomenal going forward. But I was never a Trubisky guy. He started 1 year at North Carolina that was average as can be. All right, I'm not sitting here saying Trubisky was not also the problem. All right, but what I'm saying is Trubisky was not 100% of the problem. It was a mix. Trubisky was not the guy. Now, Justin could be the guy. We don't know. We have no idea. But as of right now, Matt's not the guy. And I will say this with where we are, with how terrible we looked. Last season, coming into last season, I was immediately turned off from week one because Nagy was still there, because Mitch was still there. We brought in Foles. I was turned off from week one, where it's just like, this will be a waste of a season. We went 5-0. I am still turned off because you'll look at the teams we beat, look at how we won. We were not a good football team. We ended 8-8 after a 5-1 start, I think is what it was, 5-1. I'm a hardcore realist. I see it how it is, where it's like we are not a good football team. Coming into this season, as I've said to Tyler, as I've said privately, and I think even on the show, all this season is about hope. It's like, let's see what the future is going to be. Because, Tyler, you're the one that even said it. This ain't our year. This ain't our year. No. We ain't winning the damn Super Bowl. From week one. No. Hell no. No chance. All this season is about showing the potential for what's to come. And I can tell you, after that piss-ass performance against the Browns of offensive play calling, I'm tuned the fuck out until Nagy's out. It's flat out and simple. I'm already done with the Bears. Let's see how the Browns are going to do for the rest of the season, because that's one of my teams I like to follow. Let's see how the Seahawks are going to be doing. Jacksonville's garbage. I'm not an Urban Meyer guy, so I'm kind of tuned out of how things are going on in Jacksonville until Urban's gone. But hey, I guess I'm gonna ride the Seahawks and the Browns. Let's see how they're going to do for the rest of the year. But fire.
You know what this year is?
What?
This is a wait and see till Brian Daboll gets in Chicago.
Yep, that's right. That's right.
That's what it is.
Yo, at this point, dude, I want first off, Eric Bieniemy. Yo, I wish him the best. This guy's gonna be a head coach, whether it's gonna be at USC or in the NFL. But keep that man away from Chicago. I don't think I can deal with. I don't think I can deal with another Andy Reid guy. I don't think I can. I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah, y'all need Daboll.
I want Daboll or Joe Brady right now. As of now, my opinion could change. But as of now, coming out of week 3, I want Daboll or Joe Brady down in Carolina. That's the two that I want.
See, I want if we was to lose Daboll in Buffalo, the only place I want to see him go is Chicago, just to see how he would help Phil. Like y'all need a quarterback. Y'all need help in Chicago with the quarterback situation. Daboll, I believe he would be that answer, and y'all could succeed.
Yeah, I agree. I agree completely. Dayball or like I said, Joe Brady, man. Dayball is my number one. That's who I would ideally want. And when it comes to the Nagy situation, man, I'm very curious how this is all going to play out, because as of now, you got to think, Ryan Pace and Matt Nagy, they're a package deal, So if Matt Nagy's getting fired, Pace is getting fired as well. But I'm kind of curious how that's going to happen, because when it comes to the Bears, man, look, I know Virginia McCaskey, she's still the primary owner. Okay, I get this, but when she got the Bears, she got it as a trust essentially. At the end of the day, they're just here to make money. I mean, like I said, look at our president with Ted Phillips. This man doesn't know a damn thing about football, but he's our president. Okay, they're here to make money. We have nothing but business people running the Bears right now, and that's part of the problem about being a Bears fan, is that you don't have football-minded people running the organization. When it comes to Ryan Pace, he is very aggressive. We know that. We've seen that time and time again. This man is aggressive, but man, I've defended this man time and time again, and I'm going to continue to defend him. This man is a hell of a talent evaluator. He missed on Trubisky. He missed on Kevin White. I get it, okay? Those were two massive misses, all right? And he's missed on Matt Nagy, obviously, in my opinion. But you look at what this man does on day 2 and 3 of the draft, rounds 2 to 7. He has some misses there too. Adam Shaheen in the second round. All right, don't get me wrong. But you look at his hits. You look at Darnell Mooney. You look at Adrian Amos. Even though Eddie Jackson's really kind of declined, Eddie Jackson. You look at Cody Whitehair, James Daniels. The list goes on. This man has some hits. And for potentially what he has coming out of this past draft as hits as well, this man can do well at evaluating talent. So there is a part of me that doesn't want to see him, see Pace get let go. I did see one scenario that a page that I follow, they posted, where a great scenario would be to fire Ted Phillips and make Ryan Pace the president, because you get a football-minded guy as the president. And honestly, I might actually be for that move. I don't completely hate Ryan Pace, even though he put us 4 years back with Trubisky, because he has done so much more for the team as well. All right, he's made a lot of mistakes, and do I think we could get a breath of fresh air with the new GM? Yes. And do I think it could be good? Yes. And do I think it's going to probably happen? Yeah, because Matt Nagy and Pace, I believe, are a package deal. All I'm saying is, if Pace does not get fired, I won't horribly be fucked up about it. Will I be a little upset? I'm not going to be 100% happy, but I'm not going to be pissed off. You know what I mean? Right now, it's Nagy, man. Nagy is the problem. With his coaching, with his play calling, of him being so controlling of his play calling and so stubborn with it, he is the problem, and he's got to be fired. I'm gonna go ahead and lock in my pick right now for Week 4 of these NFL games. The city of Detroit has gained a new fan. I'm pulling for the Lions. I am pulling for the Lions. Let's get it. Detroit, let's beat Chicago, because I'm seeing reports that if Detroit beats Chicago, Nagy is out. And I'm sure Nagy's a nice guy, but I don't like him as an NFL head coach. And that's my beef with him, as an NFL head coach who happens to be the head coach of my favorite team. So that's where my beef is. Detroit, you got a new fan for this weekend. Let's get it. Dan Campbell, let's chew some kneecaps off. Let's beat the Bears and get Nagy out the building, and then I'll start riding the Bears from that point forward. As of right now, I'm just turned off with the Bears, man. They're my favorite squad, but enough's enough. I'm a realist. This is enough. We got to move on. This is ridiculous. This is now currently a waste of Fields' time. It's a waste of the fans' time. This is actually the first time I've ever seen all Bears fans globally united in one stance to fire Nagy. All right, now that I got all that out, Tyler, do you have any thoughts on the Chicago situation? I kind of drug that out longer than I wanted to, but you got thoughts on this whole thing?
I mean, I'm just hoping Detroit can beat y'all. So nobody y'all get that scrub about y'all's damn city. Man.
Enough's enough, right?
Man, that's just, man, it sucks. It's embarrassing. I'm sorry.
It's a tough time to be a Bears fan right now. It's a tough time.
Man.
It's a tough time, man. All right, let's move over from there. Let's hit this one. Let's hit Big Ben, man. Let's talk about this one. All right, is Big Ben done? Is he done? Because I feel like he's done. Dude, this guy, he has just steadily declined. This guy is a legendary quarterback over these past few years. Obviously, he has been trying to stand the test of time. But I mean, is he done? Because man, it feels like he's done.
Oh yeah, he's done though. He is. He's out the door. They're already looking for his replacement out down there in where's in Ole Miss, Oxford. They're looking for Matt Corral. He's gonna come and save the day. Or you know what? Shit. If they can't get Corral, if they don't take enough, shit, go up there to Ames, Iowa, and go get Brock Purdy.
There you go. Okay, haven't talked about him in a while. Now let me ask you one question about the Big Ben situation that I was thinking about, because this is a little bit different because of the head coach status. From the situation I'm about to reference, because of how Big Ben is playing. Do you think Mike Tomlin's going to pull the plug on this himself and bench Ben at some point like Eli was benched? I referenced that because obviously Ben and Eli, same draft class, but different coaching situation. You had Ben McAdoo, whatever his name is, that didn't do shit for New York. He's the one that pulled the plug on that one. Now you got Tomlin. We're talking about these two been together his entire time. Do you think Tomlin's going to pull the plug on Big Ben and bench him for Mason Rudolph or Dewey Haskins, or is Big Ben going to ride out this season?
Yeah, I think he's just going to ride it out. I don't think Tomlin's going to pull the plug on him.
Okay.
I mean, they're not going to fire Tomlin if he keeps them in,
Right.
Like his job is safe.
Yeah, his job
like
extremely safe.
He might be the safest coach in the NFL right now. So yeah, he's just going to leave him in, ride that ship.
Okay.
Figure out what next quarterback they're going to have.
Yeah, and Matt Corral down in Ole Miss, man, Matt Golden Corral, that is a good possibility. Matt's popping off right now at Ole Miss, and Matt's going to have his first real test this weekend. Number 12, Ole Miss going to number 1, Alabama. We're going to talk about that here in a little bit. But, man, with this draft, coming into this season, your top 3 guys was Spencer Rattler coming out of Oklahoma, Sam Howell out of North Carolina, and Malik Willis out of Liberty. Those were your top 3 guys. And right now, Spencer and Sam, dude, they have consistently just not looked great. I mean, they've looked okay. Sam is kind of bouncing back after that horrendous week 1 start, which coming into the season, people were going to keep their eye on Sam because, as I've said before, he lost all of his weapons in the draft last year. So coming into the season, people are going to keep an eye on that, and it's kind of showing a little bit. But, with how much they're struggling, the two questions I have for you, Tyler, is one, is Spencer and Sam, are they going to bring it back in? They're going to reel it in, and they're going to be back being these top guys? Or if not, who is the top guy in your mind for potentially the next draft? Who, as of right now, who is going to be the top guy for next year's draft?
To me, it's Matt Corral.
Corral. Okay.
Yeah, that's just how I see it. I mean, he's yet to throw an interception. I mean, he'll probably more likely than not it'll change Saturday, but he's just been lights out. I mean, I don't see a reason for it not to be Matt. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm actually going to agree with you on that one, man. I'm feeling Matt at number 1. Number 2, I would actually still give it to Spencer for now. But when I say he's at 2, he's on the hot seat for me. Number 3, I'd give it to Malik, and then Sam at 4. That's my top 4 for the 2020 NFL draft right now. We'll see how this kind of changes around and stuff. Now, just talking about college guys some more, let's just talk about Heisman for a second. Are we going to ride? How are you feeling on this? Are we feeling Matt right now, or are you still feeling Bryce Young?
Yeah, it's a toss up. I mean,
this game is going to be big.
Depends. Yeah, it's the winner of this is probably going to be leading the Heisman, in my opinion.
Hey, what about Malik though? I know he plays for kind of a smaller school there in the D1, but Malik's looking pretty good. Where did Malik come from? I forgot.
Man, that is a good question.
Here, I'll look it up real quick. But yeah, I mean, what's your thoughts on how Malik's been playing, man? Liberty, I mean, obviously, a newer school to D1. They haven't been in D1 that long. I think only a few years. I could be wrong on that. But man, Malik, he's playing really well. He did come from Auburn, is where he came from. He came from Auburn and transferred to Liberty. But man, he's been looking pretty solid.
Oh yeah, he's been doing some damage up there in Liberty. Man, ain't their coach? Ain't it still Hugh Freeze?
At Liberty?
Yeah.
I believe so. I can also fact check that.
I can't remember if he done got fired or not. how he
yes.
is.
Hugh Freeze is head coach of Liberty. Yes.
Man, hey, talk about turning a program around.
Yo, you ain't lying, man. You turn your program around the most beautiful way possible by getting a solid SEC quarterback coming over to help play for you with the league. But no, I'm gonna be with you though. This weekend is gonna be big for the Heisman polls. For Bryce and for Matt. So I'm definitely looking forward to this game. Final talking point that we have for today, man. We have a big matchup this weekend that we got to talk about. This is one of the biggest matchups in recent NFL history. A game that I think everyone's going to have their eye on, and rightfully so. This game is at prime time, Sunday Night Football. We got Tampa Tommy going up to Foxborough. Tampa Bay Buccaneers going to the New England Patriots. This is big, man. But hey, shout out to Bill Belichick in his interview. He comes up, he's just like, "Hey guys, what's going on? Anything in the news?" Just messing with the reporters on that. So shout out to that little joke there. But man, how you feeling about this game with Tom Brady going up to New England? He's being set up obviously for the potential to be, I believe, only the third quarterback in history to beat all 32 teams. Peyton and Brett being the only other players that's done that.
Yeah.
So how you feeling right now?
Man, hey, ever since he left New England, I've been a Tom Brady fan a little bit. I ain't gonna lie to you.
All right, hey, listen. Florida Tom is a whole different human being. And I love it. I love Florida Tom. He's a whole different person.
Man, especially having Gronk down there with him, man, he's just out there just showing out now. He's like Bill Belichick would never let me do none of this.
Man, this is going to be a hell of a game to watch. I'm pumped to watch this game. I have not been like this pumped just to watch like a random regular season game that doesn't involve my team. And God, dude, I don't know how long, a long ass time. I am very excited to tune into this game. I can't help but to think that Tom's going to, just absolutely just destroy them. Are you kind of feeling the same way, or do you think Bill's going to get the better of them?
Nah, yeah, Tampa's going to destroy them.
Tom is out for blood. Tom is out for blood, dude.
He ain't giving no little remorse. He's about to blow them out. He don't even care.
Oh, dude, I'm pumped to watch it. I'm very pumped to watch it. I can go ahead and tell you right now, I am locking in the Tampa Bay Buccaneers for that pick. I'll go ahead and say that now. I do believe, especially with Mac, man. Mac is he's looked okay in some capacities, but he definitely looks like a rookie quarterback. You know what I mean? And I don't think he's going to be able to go toe for toe with Tom Brady. And not to mention that Tampa defense is scary. It is a scary defense, and they just added a new piece to that defense, transitioning itself over to the news. Richard Sherman officially signs with Tampa Bay. That's going to be a nice little boost for that Tampa secondary. A lot of veteran leadership there. Some other things that we have in the news is the Lions have released Jamie Collins. They were looking to trade him, couldn't get a partner set up, but I would expect Jamie's going to potentially go back to New England. We'll keep an eye on that situation. Marlon Mack recently hasn't been playing for the Colts, but the reason why is the Colts are looking to trade Marlon. He is healthy and on a one-year deal. Get that trade done. He can go do some damage somewhere. A couple of injury things here to talk about. We got one more signing. That's right. We have Josh Gordon. He did sign with KC. Tyler, what's your thoughts on that one? Do you think Josh is going to explode with KC, or it's going to be the same kind of average Josh that we've seen the past few years?
Man, I don't know, because KC, they let everybody get the ball over there.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, he might not be a fantasy presence or anything, but he could probably reach about 400 or 500 receiving yards on the year.
Okay.
Nothing too drastic,
Right. A couple injuries.
But also, he probably won't end of the year. I mean, let's be realistic. He'll probably get popped here in about 2-3 weeks.
He'll get popped. I mean, we'll see. You're right. We'll see. Talk about just like a depressing career, honestly, because, he had that one unbelievable year in Cleveland, and then it's just been constant troubles ever since. But, hey, at least he doesn't give up. He keeps trying. He keeps trying.
Is it really depressing if people still know your name and you ain't played in like 10 years?
Fair.
Keep getting tight.
Fair. A couple injury things to shout out here is KJ Hamler. He did tear his ACL up there in Denver. T's and P's over there. Josh Norman, man, he left the first half. I mean, I'm not a Josh Norman fan. I think he's a little punk. But he did leave the first half due to a chest injury and was spitting up blood, was taken to the hospital. He is stabilized. Even though I'm not a fan of him, obviously you don't wish injury on anyone in the game. T's and P's to Josh. Hopefully everything's all good over there.
Hey, you know who else ain't a fan of him?
Who?
Derrick Henry.
Yeah, that's true. Tossing him like a rag doll. One of the best stiff arms I've ever seen, man. Right up there with the Beast Quake in that stiff arm. Just throwing another human being across the field like a rag doll. You love to see it. Those are some of the best runs to watch, man. Just earth-shattering runs. I love running backs like that. Some of my favorite running backs of all time. Last piece of news that we got, and I'm kind of interested to see how this is going to play out. C.J. Henderson, I think we actually mentioned him last week about potentially being traded. First round draft pick in 2019 with the Jacksonville Jaguars. He is officially being traded to Carolina. Jacksonville's getting, I think it's Dan Thomas, I believe was his name. I could be wrong.
Arnold.
Thank you, Arnold. Couldn't remember
Put
his name.
Put some respect on him.
My bad. I'll put some respect. My bad. Arnold. All right, Dan Arnold. All right.
He's taking Tebow's spot.
I know. Yeah, a very tight end needy team down there in Jacksonville. But I am kind of curious how this is going to play out for CJ. Man, CJ. I'm not going to sit here and just completely bash Jacksonville. It is just Jacksonville. They stink. Let's be honest. I like the Jags, but they stink. But, CJ has not looked good, flat out. Like, he has definitely looked like he does not belong in the NFL. So I am kind of curious to see how he's going to do in Carolina. This is actually much needed because we did see J.C. Horn did get injured this past week. So I don't know the extent on J.C.'s injury, but CJ coming in could help provide some relief there. And maybe we'll see a little bounce back from his career. I'm not going to compare this to the Minka situation because Minka did not look terrible in Miami. He just looked average and just got traded and became a superstar, basically. CJ has flat out looked bad. I'll go ahead and say it. He has flat out looked bad. So I am kind of curious if he can bounce his career back up in Carolina. Hopefully so. I did also see, last little thing here, and we'll go over some college predictions and stuff. Isaiah Wilson. Remember him, Tyler? First round draft pick to the Titans, never played a damn snap, got released within a year. He did get signed to the practice squad for the Giants. Kind of curious to see if he'll bounce his career back, but I sure as shit thought his career was done. A lot of off-the-field issues. A lot of off-the-field issues with him. Offensive tackle out of Georgia. It helps ring any bells names. So he is on the practice squad with New York Giants. We'll see if he can bounce his career back. With that said, I guess we can go ahead and go talk about some college stuff, huh? All right, so week 4 college games. Miami beat Central Connecticut a nice 69-0, which, Central Connecticut, man, it's just kind of be expected. It still doesn't get me overly excited for Miami's season. Let's beat some more, like some solid, decently okay D1 teams, and I might get a little bit more on board. Like, all right, we'll get a bowl win. Penn State did beat Villanova 38-17. Tyler, what was your prediction? You were pretty close there, bud.
38-21.
Yeah, look at that. Shout out to Tyler. Tyler is clearly much better at calling college games than me. That's very clear. I am staying true to the show's motto of being a terrible show. Notre Dame.
I just know my team, dog. I just know my team.
That's fair. I clearly do not. Notre Dame beat Wisconsin 41-13. Hawaii beats New Mexico State 41-21. Tulsa beats Arkansas State 41-34, which that one was one that I was kind of feeling. Tulsa put up a pretty good fight the week before. I can't remember who they played, but they did put up a pretty good fight the week before. I think, was it Ohio State that they played the week before? I don't remember. But UCLA beat Stanford 35-24, and UCF was on a bye. All right, let's go through some notable, top 25 games we had going on. Number 16 ranked Arkansas actually beat number 7th ranked Texas A&M 20-10. NC State, hey Tyler, you got that prediction right. In double overtime, beat number 9th ranked Clemson 27-21. Man, Clemson, rough spot. I think they're ranked 25 now. They're on the cusp, dude.
Oh, yeah, they're barely there.
Yeah, they barely there, dude. Baylor beat, Brock Purdy's Iowa State, 31-29, close game there. Oklahoma State beat number 25th ranked Kansas State 31-20. That did make Baylor and Oklahoma State both ranked now. Georgia Tech beat 21 ranked UNC 45-22. Sam Howell's Tar Heels, man, not looking too hot. And the random little shout out here is number 4 OU barely beat West Virginia 16-13. I'm telling you, man, these supposed top guys, Spencer and Sam, they ain't looking too hot right now. And, you know, coming out of this, man, how you feeling about Clemson? Is Clemson's dynasty dead?
Yeah, they're done, though. They need a quarterback.
Yeah, until they get a new quarterback, dude, they're done. Flat out, they're done. It's over. Clemson's just over as long as DJ's at the helm. You know, no disrespect to him. I'm sure he's a great guy, but, I mean, he ain't going to do it for Clemson.
Man, the only thing good for them is they're in the ACC.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I do feel like they're probably dead, though. And then coming into this week, how our teams are going to be playing, Indiana is going over to Penn State, who is 4th ranked in the nation. Bubba, how you feeling about that? We are nation at number 4. Are you feeling good right now?
A little bit, especially from last year when Indiana kind of snuck away with a victory against us.
Sure.
Yeah, I think we're going to do pretty good.
I think you guys are in a pretty good spot as well. Virginia is coming down to Miami to visit us. We got a pretty big matchup this week. Number 7th ranked Cincinnati is going over to visit number 9th ranked Notre Dame. I have it typed up as 8th ranked Notre Dame on the script because I'm so good at what I do. UCF is going to visit Navy. Arkansas State is going to visit Georgia Southern. Number 18th ranked Fresno is going to Hawaii. And Arizona State's going to visit 20th ranked UCLA. Some notable games we got. Yeah, we got a couple very big games this week. We have 8th ranked Arkansas going to 2nd ranked Georgia. And like we've already mentioned, 12th ranked Ole Miss going to visit number 1 Alabama. And then the 2 teams that was unranked and pulled some upsets last week and got ranked are going head-to-head this week. 21st ranked Baylor going up against 19th ranked Oklahoma State. A lot of big games this week, in my opinion. We're starting to get into the good stuff of college football. Week 4, we're starting to get to the good stuff, man. Cincinnati, Notre Dame, Arkansas, Georgia, Ole Miss, Alabama. We're getting to some good shit. And I got to say, for the Cincinnati Notre Dame game, this is, in my opinion, the biggest game in Cincinnati's history. You know, this is it, dude. You're going to the Big 12 in a year or two. You know, you're going to a Power 5. You're 7th ranked in the nation. You're going up against number 9 ranked Notre Dame against your former head coach. Cincinnati's got to get this dub, dude. They've got to get this dub to prove that, hey, we are fucking legitimate. But Tyler's got 8 predictions for this week. I mean, he's got 7, and I've got 7. 7-7 for our predictions this week. Tyler, you want to go ahead and jump into our game predictions? You got any thoughts on any of these games?
Man, let's continue that Notre Dame Cincy talk.
All right.
Because this game right here,
it's big.
That determines if these 2 teams are for real.
You're right. You're right.
Like, you can only skate by so much if you're Notre Dame and Cincy. This is a good matchup right here. I like it, and man, I'm gonna take Notre Dame against Cincy. Man, I think they're for real now. I think they finally figured out their little groove with their new quarterback and everything. I think they got Cincy on this week.
So I am also calling for the Cincy Notre Dame game, and I'm going to agree with you completely. I've been kind of like, as we can see on the show, the past 3 episodes, I've been kind of anti-Notre Dame. I haven't really felt like they're legitimate, but I'm with you 100%. I feel like Notre Dame is starting to figure out who they are, and they're starting to get in motion, but I got to ride with the Bearcats, baby. I'm going to ride with Cincinnati. I love Desmond up in Cincinnati. I'm going to ride with them. I want to see Cincinnati become a legitimate squad, a legitimate team. Notre Dame, it's Notre Dame, baby. We know Notre Dame. We know that's one of the top schools in the country. Let's get it, Cincinnati. Let's prove that you belong with the best. I'm riding with the Bearcats. What about the Arkansas-Georgia game? I've called against Arkansas these past few weeks, man. Sam Pittman's really looking like he's doing some wonderful things over there in Fayetteville. But, this is a big test, dude. Georgia's offense is looking good. That defense is looking deadly. Do you think Arkansas is going to get this upset, or do you think Georgia's going to go ahead and put them back in their place?
Man, I put down on my little prediction thing that Arkansas is going to lose it, man. Dude, I don't know, man. Something about Arkansas right now. They got the smoke and they got the fire. They about to come to Georgia. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. They're gonna beat Georgia. They're gonna beat Georgia. Hey, 11 o'clock kickoff. They're gonna beat Georgia. They're gonna beat them by about 17.
17? Oh, come on.
17.
Oh,
hey, 17.
Oh, come on, man.
34-17.
I think if Arkansas is going to win, it's going to be close. And, man, I really don't know how to call this game, dude. I really don't. I feel like Arkansas right now, like, every time I call against them, they win. And I'm just like, all right, yeah, is this a sign? Do I need to call for the Razorbacks in this game? But, man, Georgia just looks like a different animal right now, man. They really do. That offense is clicking. That defense, like I said, is deadly. I don't know if I can say Arkansas is going to win. I think it's going to be a very good game. I think it's going to be a very close game. It's going to be must-watch TV. I do think that for sure. All right, I'm gonna ride with Georgia. I'm gonna ride with Georgia. I feel like they're gonna get it, but I will say this: if Arkansas gets the dub, that's my lesson learned. I'm not gonna pick anyone else against Arkansas for the rest of the year. I'm gonna ride with Arkansas for the rest of the season. That's gonna be my sign. That's gonna be the universal sign that Alex, you need to ride with this squad no matter what. But I'm gonna ride with Georgia on this one. I think Georgia is a legitimate team this year. I like what I'm seeing out of the Bulldogs. Next big game we've got for the week, Ole Miss and Bama. How you feeling on this one, dude? This, like we talked about, this is going to be a big game of potential Heisman finalists.
Yeah, and Bama, they're still Bama. True. Just in case anybody wondered. So, man, I'm gonna take Bama. I'm gonna take Bama this time. I mean, I like Corral a lot more than I like Bryce, but hey.
I'm gonna ride with you on that one. Bama's still Bama at the end of the day, but I think it's gonna be a hell of a game, and I think with separating these two in the Heisman finalist board, I don't think Bryce is gonna separate himself by a mile from Matt. I think Matt's gonna be on his tail. I think this is gonna be a very good game, very close game, but Bama's still Bama. They're gonna get the dub. So me and you are also calling for Syracuse, Florida State. How you feeling on that one?
Hey, let's look at the history books real quick. So Florida State started the year 0-8 in 1974. Their only win that year was at Miami. That's a shot at you, by the way.
Fuck you.
Hey, 0-5, calling it. Syracuse gonna get that dub.
All right, okay. I'm actually riding with you, man. I'm riding with Syracuse. Florida State just looks awful, which sucks because, dude, I love Mackenzie Milton. You know, I love that guy, dude. I really do. What a story for him to come back. And I hope, even though I despise Florida State with a passion of a million suns, I would like to see Mackenzie have some success. But at the same time, my hatred for Florida State is so strong. I'm going to ride with the orange. I am predicting on the Virginia-Miami game. I still don't think Miami is a great squad, my favorite team in college, but I do think we're going to get this dub. I think Miami's going to kind of get back on track. That 69-0, that tune-up game, I think it's going to kind of put us back on track a little bit. I'm going to call for Miami this weekend. Tyler, you and I both are calling for UConn-Vandy game. This is a hell of a game. The UConn Huskies, I think 0-5, getting blown out every week versus the 1-4 or 1-5 Vandy of SEC. Who you calling for this game, Bub?
Man, this is a trash-ass game.
Yes, it is.
Man, just everything about this is terrible.
It screams a terrible football show. That's what we need to do, Tyler, every week, is that we need to predict on just a really bad matchup every week of bad teams, just for the sake of our show.
And this is the best one to name too.
You right.
I'll take it. Man, damn. This might be one of the hardest ones to pick too. like if it could end in a 0-0 tie, I wouldn't be surprised.
Damn, bro. I'm actually going to ride with Vandy on this one. UConn just looks so damn bad, man. They look so bad, dude. I'm going to ride with Vandy. At least Vandy knows how to win. They won one game.
Oh, yeah. I mean.
And also keep in mind. Yeah, keep in mind. UConn didn't play last year. Keep that in mind, too.
Yeah, and also Vandy hasn't played Vandy.
Yeah,
so,
true.
UConn going to beat Vandy, man. They going to beat them.
All right, you're calling for the Huskies.
Let's go, Huskies. We got to be different.
All right, man.
I seen your college record.
Hey, fuck you. That's a shot. Hey, we're gonna bring it back. We're gonna bring it back. All right, Tyler, you got two more games that you're calling for. I only have one more. I'm gonna go ahead and name my one. I am gonna be calling on the Charlotte 49ers and Illinois. I'm calling for Charlotte in this game, baby. over Brett Bielema's Illinois squad. Let's go Charlotte 49ers. That's who I'm pulling for in this game. It's a random game I spotted. I'm like, yeah, I'll throw out a Hail Mary on that one. Let's see what happens. Let's go for the Charlotte 49ers on that one. Your last two games, my friend, you have number 18th ranked Fresno State going to Hawaii. Who you calling in that one?
It's really not who I'm calling. It's by how much I'm calling.
One of those. Okay, got you.
It's a Fresno by 31. By 31. 41-10.
Man.
Actually, I don't know if they're gonna score 10 points.
Man, we get into the college segment and you just start roasting me left and right. Like, what's your deal, dude? Like, come on, man.
Hey, what you gonna do? Get some college games right?
That's what we're gonna try to do. Damn it, we're gonna bring it back, baby. I'm gonna go 7-0 this weekend. Then who's gonna be talking? Me. All right, your last game that you're calling for is 22nd ranked Auburn at LSU. What are you thinking on that game?
Man, LSU's gonna beat Auburn.
Okay.
Brian Harsin just fired his wide receivers coach.
Okay.
It's not looking good. I'm taking LSU. And if I'm not mistaken, that game is at LSU at night, right?
Correct.
Oh yeah, easy. They're gonna win.
Easy. All right.
They're gonna win. They're gonna win. They're gonna be back. They're gonna be back ranked and everything. You know, it sucks too because Arkansas is about to play Auburn, and that is a ranked team right now, which might not be ranked whenever they come to Fayetteville.
True. All right.
Which means tickets might actually be a little bit cheaper, and I might have to swing up there. You know.
There you go. That's thinking ahead right there. That's thinking ahead. All right, so we're locking it in. You got Notre Dame, you got Fresno by 31, Arkansas, LSU, Syracuse, Alabama, and UConn. Lock it in. Can't wait to see how these games all play out. Last question. What's your most excited game that you're looking forward to this weekend? Is it going to be like Arkansas, Georgia? Or are you really looking forward to that Cincinnati Notre Dame? I'm pumped for the Cincinnati Notre Dame game.
Yeah, but man. The Arkansas Georgia game, college game day and everything.
Sure.
That's a big one right there.
Sure.
Like, it's either going to shut a lot of people up in Arkansas or it's going to rile them up even more. Which let's bring it back. Okay, a couple years ago, Arkansas was one of the worst teams in college football, right? And Arkansas State was out there rolling with Blake Anderson.
True.
Oh, how the tides have turned, man. That is. And of course, they scheduled a game.
Yep.
Now
they did.
Now Arkansas, they found the coach. They're actually doing decent. And Arkansas State is looking like a damn laughingstock with Bush Jones. It's man, it sucks.
Maybe Bush will get it together. We'll see. He didn't get it together at what? Tennessee, I think is where he came from.
Yep.
Yeah, maybe he'll get it together. We'll see.
He's not going to be there long enough, even if he does get it together. Stepping stone. Back to the stepping stone.
Yep, that's all it's gonna be. All right, let's finish the show off beautifully. We're talking about NFL picks and breaking down some fantasy stuff very briefly here. All right, so let's kick things off with our Thursday night game, Jacksonville at Cincinnati. This is going to be an interesting matchup in terms of you got two number one overall picks going against each other, two number one overall picks who played in a college national championship game against each other, Joe Burrow and Trevor Lawrence. I'm going to ride with Cincinnati at this point. As long as Urban Meyer is the head coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars, I'm going to be riding against the Jags every single time.
100% agree with that on that. Yep.
All right. Hopping over to our Sunday games. These are for noon. We have Tennessee going to New York. New York Jets. I feel like that's an easy lock of Tennessee.
Oh, yeah. Too easy.
KC at Philly. This will be interesting.
Because Philly got beat by Dallas, I'm going Kansas City.
Yeah, I'm going to ride with KC on this one. They just lost 2 straight, man. You got to think they're going to bounce back eventually, right? Carolina at Dallas, though. This might be an interesting game, dude. This one might actually be one of the better noon games on for this week.
Man.
I know.
This is a tough one, dude.
I know.
Sammy, dude.
Dude,
you know what? Carolina, man.
Going to ride with Darnold. I like to see it. Man, I really don't know who to pick on this one because I'm with you, dude. I'm on the Sam Darnold train right now. I am on Carolina's train, but, I mean, Dallas, I hate to say it, because we have our cowboy dick rider friend Brady. Dallas has looked pretty good. I hate to say it, but they have. I'm going to ride with my gut, dude. I'm going to ride with Carolina. I said last week or the week before I'm riding on that train. I'm going to keep going with it.
Hopefully Robbie Anderson actually does something because he's been
true.
He making me look terrible right now.
Hey, he'll get it together. He'll get it together. What about the Giants at New Orleans? How you feeling on this one?
Don't even ask that.
Come on.
Man, New Orleans easy. Easy.
Yeah, that New Orleans defense is tough. All right, so this is actually going to be potentially a really good game as well. Cleveland at Minnesota. And, I came across an interesting stat. The stat, obviously, of course, being from one of my favorite troll accounts, but the stat's legitimate. Over the last 13 games, man, I think it was 13 games that they named off. Kirk Cousins has legitimately been on fire. I know a lot of people rag Kurt and a lot of people say Kurt's the problem and stuff like that. But right now, honest to God, the problem is that he doesn't have a defense. That's the problem. His defense has not been there to support him. I'm actually trying to pull up this stat for you right now because when I read it earlier and I fact-checked it, I thought it was actually very impressive. Kirk Cousins has thrown 32 TDs and 3 interceptions with a 114 passer rating over his last 13 starts. But no one talks about that because it's Kirk Cousins. It's Kirk Cousins, so no one talks about it. Kirk Cousins is the guy that you talked about when trying to trade him Nick on fantasy a few years ago. Kirk's going to either get you 30 points or he's going to get you 3 points. That's how we see Kurt. But, Kurt and the Vikings, man, they put up a pretty good fight against Arizona, who is one of my favorite teams in this season. I think Kyler's going to put on an MVP performance. So Cleveland and Minnesota. That's honestly a tough pick, man. I think this is going to be a hell of a good noon game. What are you feeling on it?
Man, dude, it is a good game. Hard game to pick.
Yeah.
Because Kirk has been on fire. Yeah. Man, I really want to pick Minnesota. But I'm going to take Cleveland just because.
I'm going to ride with the Vikes on this one.
Finally got something different.
Yeah, I know. My heart does want to pick Cleveland, man. I like, like I've said before, the Browns are my second team, so I do want to roll with the Brownies. But I do like what I'm seeing out of the Vikings this season. Besides their defense needs improvement, but we'll see if the Vikes can pull this one out. Detroit and Chicago. I've already said I'm Paul. Detroit's got a new fan for this weekend.
Please, Detroit, please.
Houston at Buffalo. I'm assuming Buffalo.
That's the easiest one on this whole paper, probably.
I agree. All right, what about Indianapolis and Miami? Two really bad teams right now going head to head.
Dude, I don't know, man. I want to take Indy, but fuck it. Let's go Miami.
Going Miami, okay. I'm gonna rock Indy on this one. Sooner or later, Indy will get it together. I mean, their defense is too good. On paper, their defense is too good. They'll figure it out eventually. It's just a matter of when. All right, our final noon game. We have Washington at Atlanta.
Damn, Jeremy, I'm going to Washington.
All right. This is a tough one to pick, man. This is a tough one to pick.
It's tough. It's also tough because what Buffalo did to Washington. That's why I'm picking them because they're going to rebound and they're going to be like, man, fuck Atlanta.
Yeah. All right, that's fair. I'm gonna ride with Washington. First thought, best thought. All right, next up, Seattle at San Fran. Big in-division rival game on that one. How you feeling?
Dude, it's always one of the receivers that pops off.
I know.
So it's got to be Seattle.
I hope it's DK because he's on my fantasy team. Please be DK that pops off this week. This is a tough one. Didn't Seattle just come off a loss? Didn't they lose to who'd they lose to this past week?
That's a good fucking question.
Let me look at last week's sheet here. Seattle lost to Minnesota.
Naturally.
Yeah, they lost to Minnesota. Feeling a little bit better on
Minnesota. Tennessee back to back.
Man, this is a tough one, man. Seahawks are one of my squads. At San Fran, man, they did look good against the Packers. They lost in the last 37 seconds, but they did look good. I'm gonna go with Seattle. I think they're gonna have a bounce back game. Arizona at the Rams. This is gonna be a hell of an afternoon game.
Yeah,
Rams with a big dub. Rams with a big dub against Tampa.
Yeah, hopefully Woods decides to show up.
Yeah, he's on your squad.
And actually get some damn catches, or he's got to be permanently benched.
Hey, it's Cooper Kupp's show, baby.
Damn, my boy. I wish it was Robert Woods, man. That's what I get.
So who you rolling with on this one, Arizona or the Rams?
Yeah, all because of the Hail Murray or the Hail Murray or whatever. Fuck Arizona. We're going to Rams.
I would like to see Arizona win just to continue my Kyler Murray MVP prediction, but I'm going to ride with the Rams, man. Stafford's a little too damn good. Pittsburgh at Green Bay. I'm locking in Green Bay on this one.
Man, I'm taking Pittsburgh just to switch up some picks with you, because man, I'm only one game away from you, or I'm one game ahead of you. Man, let's tighten the gap, or let's just blow it up, man.
All right. Baltimore at Denver. This could potentially be a decent game.
Who you taking?
I think I'm gonna roll with I'm gonna roll with Baltimore, man. They just seem like they know how to win right now. Like it's coming close, it's coming down to the wire. They barely beat the Lions, but a win's a win, man. They're just playing scrappy is the best way to put it.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Denver. Hopefully, Javonte Williams starts to pick it up and comes the lead.
You're only picking Denver because I picked Baltimore. Shut the fuck up.
Man, I ain't gonna lie, dude. I did write down Denver because that's why I thought you was going.
Okay, that's fair. All right, this is obviously the biggest game of the week. Sunday Night Football, Tampa Bay at New England. I'm assuming we're both just locking in Tampa, right?
Yeah, I'm not taking that loss.
Monday Night Football, Vegas and the Chargers. This could actually be a pretty solid game as well. Vegas has looked pretty legit, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Vegas 3-0 right now.
Well, they're just like Fitzmagic. Give them a couple weeks and they'll start to tank.
That's fair. I think I'm gonna go with it's at Los Angeles. I think I want to ride with the Raiders. I think who I want to ride with, man. I think I want to ride with them until they prove me otherwise not to ride with them. So, where did the Chargers play? Who did the Chargers play last week? Oh, KC. That's right. They did beat KC. That's a very good win for them. And this is just gonna be an overall really good game. I do like Herbert. Down there in Los Angeles. I'm going to ride with the Raiders. Carr is playing out of his fucking mind right now. I'm going to ride with the Raiders until they prove me otherwise. Larry, rest in peace. Carry me to victory on this one, bud.
Yeah, I'm taking Las Vegas as well.
Okay. All right, lock it in. Feeling good about it. All right, our fantasy league, a terrible fantasy league standings. My boy Nate, who is a Raiders fan, he is 3-0. We're the only undefeated team in the league right now who will not trade you Darren Waller. Just go ahead and give that up. Tony is 2-1 at second place. Dave is 2-1 in third. You're 2-1 in fourth. J Max 2-1 in fifth. Brady's 1-2 in sixth. Andrew 1-2 in seventh. I am 1-2 in eighth. Jimmy 1-2 in ninth, and Brandon 0-3. We're going to bounce back. Hey, we're going to bounce back. All right, we're going to bounce back. It's okay. I'm not worried. I have no worries right now. I have bounced back before. All right, let's be real. Because let's take a trip back, Tyler, because I think you can agree with me on this. I think it was 2 years ago in our fantasy league with all of our former coworkers and stuff.
Yeah.
I got shafted from the playoffs, okay? Because of Ron. Ron shafted me because he beat me earlier in the season. It's the only time we played, and the tiebreaker was based on that win. All right, I got shafted at the playoffs. I think this was this you and Brady or you and Tim that year in the finals?
This is the second year.
I think so, yeah.
Brady, because he beat me.
Okay. I
The third year, I won.
I absolutely demolished in that, the losers bracket. I should have been in the playoffs. I went on a hell of a run after starting like 1-4 and just basically mostly won out the rest of the year. And I destroyed the losers bracket. It wasn't even close. I should have been in the playoffs that year. So we'll bounce back. I've done it before. I'm not worried about it at 1 and 2 in 8th place. We'll get it together. We got to get some trades going. Get some players. I want Hawk the Cock from you. And
I'm trying to give me some tubs of G Fuel.
I know you want some G Fuel. You basically come over here and you're just like, hey, man, you got any G Fuel I can have? I mean, come on, bro. That's basically you anytime you go over my house.
I can't get no trades. I might as well try to give me some G Fuel while I'm at it.
Yeah, that's fair. Do you have any quick fantasy thoughts for this week? Starts, sits, trades, drops, ads. Let's see. I'm looking at it. I would definitely start Cincinnati defense. I did pick them up strictly for this game. I would go ahead. Buffalo. Buffalo is a good start. I would start Detroit defense at Chicago. Honestly, I really would. I don't think it's going to be a bounce back game for Chicago. It just depends. If Bill Lazor is the play caller for Chicago, it might be a different story. So I think Cincinnati defense is going to be a good start on that front. I'm going to keep riding with Sam, dude. If you get Sam Darnold, I'll keep riding with him. Don't feel shy about it. I will say also for Houston, even though I think Houston is going to get just really beat by Buffalo, Josh Allen's going to put on a clinic. I still would say start Brandon Cooks, man. He's going to get his touches. I mean, the guy's gotten 20-plus points all 3 weeks in a row now. It's going to decline at some point, but I think we're going to keep it going. Brandon Cooks, I mean, he's the number one weapon down there in Houston. So good, comfortable pick there. The Seattle one, man, that's tough. It's going to be Lockett, it's going to be DK. We don't know. We don't know.
Hey, we just know it's not going to be Chris Carson.
Yeah, that's true. I would say also start Tom. Tom, I know for with our league and how our points are set up, I know Tom almost got 50 points last week, I believe is what it was. I'd have to go back and look. I think Dave's got Tom, and Dave and me played, and Dave beat me pretty much thanks to Tom. So I would go ahead and start Tom this week. I would against New England. You know he's going to come out slinging. You know he is, dude. He's out for blood. I think that's going to be a good start there. I do like Derek Carr's start against the Chargers because Derek Carr, he's been playing phenomenal recently. That's all I have off the top of my head. I'll have more set and starts on Sunday at a Terrible FB Show Twitter. Tyler, what about you? Do you have any quick ones that you want to throw out here now?
I got some quick pickups.
All right, what's up?
Let's go Peyton Barber. Peyton Barber.
What?
He might be the starter, I think. I don't fucking know. Hey, he went ham last week. That's all I know.
All right, fair.
Okay. If you need a tight end, don't be scared about Dawson Knox. Like he's getting his touches.
I was scared about Dawson Knox. I wanted that record to be known.
See, I say that every year. I'm like, man, I think I'm gonna pick Dawson Knox up to be my tight end, and it never happened. Never happened. Also, the amount of disrespect Emmanuel Sanders is getting right now, like, don't nobody start him. Nobody cares about him, and this man is out there cooking on the field. Like, shit, he might even be doing a little bit better than Stephon Diggs. I ain't gonna lie to you. But hey, him, Patrick, Denver. Oh, Hamler's tore his ACL. Time for Patrick to step up to the plate. And then I'm gonna throw out a stash player. You pick this guy up if he's available, which he probably more likely is because he sat out because he's about to get traded. Marlon Mack, pick him up. This man is healthy. He's gonna help somebody. Hopefully it's Buffalo. I ain't gonna lie to you. We kind of need a little bit better running game. So
if Mack went to Buffalo, that would be electric.
Dude, I would love that. Like, I know we got Singletary and Moss, but man, Mac attack, that'd be good. And dude, Rashawn Bateman from
he was just activated.
Minnesota. Hey, he's gonna be available in almost everybody's league probably because he's been hurt. Hey, fired up. Go pick him up.
Also, just for clarification for anyone who does not know, he said Minnesota. That he's just referring to his college. Rashad is on the Baltimore Ravens. Just for clarification, in case someone didn't know.
Hey, this is a terrible show. Okay.
Yep. And a couple things I do want to double down on on Patrick in Denver. That is a good call there. I have him on my team, so I definitely feel you, man. Judy is out. Hamler is out for the season now, so yeah, Patrick's going to get some looks, dude. You're right. And then you mentioned it and think about it, dude. You're right, Marlon Mack, man. Go if you got the spot, snag him. Let's see where he's going to get traded. I mean, if he gets traded somewhere where he's not going to get a lot of looks, yeah, I mean, you can just cut him then. But you're right. Go ahead and snag Mack if you got the spot for it, dude, because he could go to Buffalo. It could be pretty solid for him. But I think that's going to do it for the show, boys. I need to go get this edited for a one-day turnaround here. Tyler, you got any last thoughts that you want to share with the listeners? Any last predictions, any feelings, anything like that? What's for dinner tonight? How you feeling?
That is a good damn question. That brings us back to our old school days right there. When you just walk up to your little coworker, hey, man, what's for dinner?
Yeah.
Man, I don't know what's for dinner.
What'd you eat last night?
I really don't know.
What'd you eat last night?
I really don't know. Shit, it might be a Hot Pocket, to be honest with you. It might be a Hot Pocket.
I think we're going to do a pork chop over here tonight. With some
you're getting fancy.
Pork chop with some roasted vegetables. I think that's going to be the play tonight.
Damn, look at you over there.
Well,
you
hey,
must be got like a raise or something.
No. Just hit up a good sale. That's all it was, man. You got to hit up the sales.
Is that an Edwards Food Giant little plug?
No.
They got the meat?
No, they do got the meats. No. But I think that's going to be dinner for tonight. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this show, though. I don't have any more thoughts or anything. So, Tyler, you good? You feeling good? You feeling good about it?
Hey, go check out the other podcast. They need some love over there, too.
Hey, shout out. Look at Tyler throwing the plugs. Hey, that's what I'm talking about. Hey, we're getting there. We're getting better. We're learning. We're growing. It's going to be a good time over here.
Hey, I'll listen to them. I don't even know what they're talking about.
Hey, okay? See, be like Tyler. Go listen to their shows, even though you don't know what we're talking about. It'll be a good time. I promise. We'll make it a good time. But yeah, if you could, just follow the show. Just follow Sparky 3 in general, man. We got a lot of different things in the works right now. We have a movie podcast that's coming out soon. We have a bullshit shoot the shit podcast coming out soon. We've got some stuff in the works behind the scenes that we're really proud of. Can't wait to launch to the world. Hopefully you enjoyed this episode. If you did, and we understand why. Hopefully your team does absolutely phenomenal this weekend. Hopefully everyone has a good weekend watching some great games. We got a lot of good games lined up for this weekend in both college and the pros. So shout out to that. With that said, until next time, guys, have a good one. See ya.
Detroit.